Have you ever paused to wonder if anyone truly notices how much effort you put into keeping everything together? You show up when things are falling apart, holding space for everyone, with a smile that suggests you have it all under control, even when your internal fire is barely a flicker. It can be a lonely place, because the world often assumes the sun never runs out of energy. But there is a specific frequency change arriving for you between January 23rd and January 25th of 2026 that feels like the universe finally looking you in the eyes and saying, "I see you, and I am ready to balance the scales." This isn't a fleeting moment of happiness. This is a substantial reward for the resilience you have demonstrated over the last few years. If you have been waiting for a sign that your efforts amount to more than just exhaustion, pay close attention to these 3 days. Something is shifting in your favor that carries the weight of a long-term resolution. When we look at January 23rd, 2026, we see a day where the heavy armor you have been wearing starts to feel lighter. For a Leo, the beginning of the year is often a period of figuring out which responsibilities are actually yours and which belong to others. By the 23rd, the static clears and a distinct opportunity for recognition forms. This isn't just a quick compliment. It is the kind of acknowledgement that changes how people view your capabilities. It might arrive through a conversation with someone in authority, or as an internal realization where you suddenly understand your value with clarity. The gift of January 23rd is the gift of sight, being able to see through the fog of self-doubt to the progress you have actually made. It marks the start of a window where doors that have been stuck for years finally find their hinges moving again. Moving into January 24th, 2026, the energy becomes more tangible. This is the day when the gift starts to manifest in a physical or practical way. If you have been doing the internal work without seeing an immediate return, this is where that return begins to solidify. It might look like a breakthrough in a professional project, or a solution to a logistical problem that has been causing a headache. But more than that, the universe is offering you the gift of presence. You will find that people are listening to you with more intent, and that your words carry more weight. You have a gravitational pull now that allows you to attract the exact resources or people you need to take your next step. The void has stopped being silent. It is offering a hand to pull you into a higher level of existence. By January 25th, 2026, we reach a point of integration. The gifts offered during these days are not meant for a trophy case. They are meant to be woven into your daily life. On this day, the universe asks how you intend to use this new momentum. Are you going back to old patterns, or will you accept that your role has upgraded? This day carries a message about emotional fulfillment and finding a home within yourself. Many Leos spend their lives trying to build a kingdom, but the gift of January 25th is the realization that the kingdom already exists within you. It is a day of deep satisfaction, where a relationship might reach a turning point, or a long-standing internal conflict reaches a peaceful conclusion. It's the closing of a significant circle and the beginning of a brand new geometry in your life. These days are arriving specifically for you now, because you have been in a dense cycle of proving yourself. Since the start of 2026, your every decision has been building up energy, and that energy finally has to go somewhere. The dates of January 23rd, 24th, and 25th represent the point where that energy spills over. It is an acknowledgement of your integrity. In a world that often rewards cutting corners, you have chosen to remain authentic. The gift you are receiving is a reflection of that authenticity, proving that being yourself is your only sustainable strategy. Timing is the most critical element. If this gift had arrived 6 months ago, you might not have had the perspective to use it wisely. If it arrived a year from now, but in January of 2026, you are in a state of informed hope. You know life isn't always easy, but you still have the fire to believe things can get better. This balance makes these 3 days potent. You aren't going to squander this opportunity. You are going to anchor it. When recognition comes on the 23rd, you will know how to use the platform. When the breakthrough happens on the 24th, you will have the strategy to back it up. And when emotional peace arrives on the 25th, you will have the wisdom to cherish it. The nature of this gift varies. It doesn't always look like a wrapped present. Sometimes, the gift is the sudden absence of a burden. Imagine walking uphill for miles with a heavy backpack and suddenly realizing you are at the summit and can finally set the pack down. That lightness is the gift. Sometimes it's a phone call that opens a door you thought was locked forever. For some, it is a romantic connection gaining the depth you have been asking for, moving from confusion into true partnership. The common thread across these days is alignment. What you want, what you do, and what the world sees are finally pointing in the same direction. This is a matter of both effort and fate. The planetary movements create an opening, but your hard work is what fills it. You have earned the right to step into this flow through the times you stayed kind when you were hurt or diligent when you were bored. You are not a passive observer of this luck. You are the co-author. These days simply provide the pen and the ink. It is important to handle this 3-day window without letting it pass you by. As a Leo, your pride can be a barrier to receiving. You are so used to being the provider that when the universe hands you something, you might accidentally wave it away to avoid feeling indebted. This is a time to practice graceful receiving. If someone offers a compliment, accept it fully. If an opportunity feels too good to be true, lean into it rather than looking for a catch. You have been waiting for the other shoe to drop for so long that you've forgotten what it feels like when life simply works. These days are a reminder that life is allowed to work for you. A certain relationship dynamic may also reach peak clarity. As a fixed sign, you tend to hold on to situations long after they have served their purpose, because you are loyal to a fault. However, the gift might be the strength to let go of a toxic pattern. If on the 24th you see a situation for exactly what it is, no more excuses, that clarity is a gift. It liberates you from a story that no longer belongs to you. Clearing this space is necessary, because the growth scheduled for you in the rest of 2026 is so massive that you cannot afford to carry old baggage. You need your hands empty to catch what is coming next. Late January 2026 represents a moment of structural stability. The energy is remarkably grounded, meaning whatever gift you receive is likely to have staying power. It isn't a sugar high of good news. It is substantial progress. If you are offered a new position or contract, it will provide security. If a promise is made, it is intended to be kept. You are moving away from the brief flash of typical energy and into the warmth of a mature Leo who knows how to sustain their light over a lifetime. Think back to where you were in early 2025. Reflect on the struggles you faced then and what you prayed would change. When you reach January 23rd of 2026, you will realize how many of those prayers have been answered, even if they look different than you expected. The gift of these 3 days won't feel like an accident. It will feel like a long overdue thank you note from the cosmos for your endurance in the wilderness. As you approach this window, keep your awareness high. The universe often whispers before it shouts. On the 23rd, listen to side comments and accidental meetings. There is no such thing as a coincidence during these 72 hours. By the 24th, look for where you can take initiative. If the universe opens the door, you must walk through it. This isn't the time to be shy. If you see your gift appearing, move toward it with the confidence of someone who knows they belong in the room. You have the right to be successful and recognized. One difficult but necessary thing that might happen is a moment of total vulnerability. The gift of January 25th might be a heart-to-heart that requires you to take off the crown and just be a human with needs. This vulnerability is what secures the gift long-term. By showing your true self, you create a bond based on reality rather than image. This transition from performing to living is a vital part of the cycle. When you are willing to be seen exactly as you are, stable blessings find their way to you. As these days pass, you may feel a sense of fatigue, but it will be the good kind. The exhaustion felt after building something meaningful. You are laying the foundation for a different version of yourself. You aren't just surviving, you are thriving within a framework of your own making. The universe is giving you a vote of confidence, signaling that you've graduated to a level where you can be trusted with more responsibility and abundance. How you carry this new weight will define your 2026 journey. For those feeling beaten down lately, do not lose heart. Sometimes the biggest gifts are preceded by the most intense resistance. If things feel heavy as you move through January 21st and 22nd, remember that darkness makes the light easier to identify once it breaks. You have the inner strength to reach the 23rd, the heart to navigate the 24th, and the soul to integrate the beauty of the 25th. Your story is a triumph, finally being made visible. Life alignment is that feeling where everything finally makes sense, where your past meets your future. That is the essence of these 3 days. If you have been living a fragmented life, trying to be different people in different places, this is the window where the pieces come together. The gift is wholeness, and a whole Leo is a powerful force. You are being given the tools to unite your ambition with your heart. Don't look away. The universe is about to hand you something incredible, and it is yours because you fought for the space to receive it. Clear your schedule of anything that feels like a drain and protect your energy. You are the conductor of this 3-day symphony. While the universe provides the instruments, you determine how the music sounds. Lead with the grace and authority that only a Leo can possess. From the 26th onward, the air will feel different. The lessons learned during this brief period will act as a compass for the months to follow. They are your new North Star. If you ever doubt your value again, look back at these dates as an anchor for your future. It has been a long journey, and I know there were times you wanted to give up on the idea of a special reward. But you stayed, and now the calendar is catching up with your persistence. 2026 will be remembered for many things, but these 3 days in January will be the highlight that changes your trajectory. You are standing on a beautiful horizon, and the universe is handing you the keys to the kingdom you've been building. I hope this message helps you feel grounded for what is coming. If these insights into late January resonated with you, then you are exactly where you are supposed to be. These shifts in perspective are why we track the Leo journey here at Leo Timeline. Your story deserves to be told with depth and truth. If you find value in these navigations, consider joining our community as we explore what else this monumental year has in store. Your engagement helps us continue providing this guidance. These dates are just around the corner. Get ready to receive. Stay confident, stay heart-centered, and I will see you on the other side of this breakthrough.